Was counting pills when I first understood what he meant. Not in the way he intended. It was late afternoon. The pharmacy was quiet, except for the soft hum of refrigerators and the click of plastic lids. A woman stood at the counter, hands shaking slightly, waiting for her blood pressure refill. She kept apologizing for being early, for being nervous, for needing help. I smiled and told her it was fine. It was always fine. 4 months earlier, my husband had leaned against our kitchen counter, scrolling on his phone, barely looking at me. "You're a pharmacist," he said. "You count pills and argue with insurance companies. These people are talking about AI and Web3. You wouldn't understand any of it. I've outgrown certain things, certain people. You don't really fit that world." He didn't raise his voice. That was the part that stayed with me. He said it the way someone says the weather forecast, neutral, decided, as if he were doing me a favor by explaining gravity. Stood there holding a dish towel, watching a drop of water slide off the sink. I remember thinking that if I spoke, voice would sound wrong, too small, too eager, too desperate to belong in a world he had already left. So I didn't speak, folded the towel, and I stopped trying. The next months passed quietly. No dramatic fights, no slammed doors. Just space expanding between us like fog. He started coming home later. I stopped asking why. He talked about projects and connections. I nodded. We ate dinner in front of separate screens. Sometimes he slept on the couch. Sometimes I pretended not to notice. At work, nothing changed. People still trusted me with their medications, their histories, fears. An old man once whispered that he was scared to start insulin. Young mother cried because her son's asthma inhaler was delayed by insurance. A truck driver asked me, embarrassed, about side effects. I listened. I explained I advocated. I called companies. I filled forms. I argued when I had to. I kept people safe. And then I went home to someone who thought I counted pills. There were nights I lay awake wondering if silence meant acceptance. I was slowly agreeing with him. If I really was small. Somewhere in the 3rd month something shifted. Doctor sent in a prescription with a dangerous dosage. It wasn't the first time. Usually, I would call politely and suggest a correction. That day, I didn't suggest. I stated, "This dosage is unsafe. Needs revision before dispensing." He hesitated, then complied. Later, a manager asked me to a questionable refill. I refused, followed protocol. Patients thanked me. My confidence grew without ceremony. No announcement. No transformation montage. Just quiet firmness. Then one Tuesday morning, while I was checking inventory, I saw him, standing near the entrance. My husband looked smaller, not physically, emotionally. His jacket was wrinkled, his hair uncombed. He kept rubbing his hands together like he was cold, though it was warm inside. I didn't go to him. I finished what I was doing. Then I walked to the counter. "Next," I said. He stepped forward. "Hey," he said softly. I nodded. "What can I help you with?" For a second he looked confused, as if he expected something else, recognition, emotion, relief. I need to talk to you," he said. "You can step aside. I'll be with you shortly." His face tightened, but he moved. When it was his turn again, slid papers across the counter. Prescriptions, insurance forms, hospital notes. "My doctor says I need these immediately," he said. "There's been a complication. My startup's health plan messed up. They flagged something. I can't get clearance." Scanned the documents. The medication was restricted, high risk, strict authorization required. Without it, he couldn't travel. Without travel, he would lose his investors. Without investors, everything collapsed. I saw it all in the margins. "Need prior approval," I said. And compliance verification, it could take time. His voice dropped. Please, you know how this works. You can help me. I could, but only within rules. I'll start the process, I said. Depends on the hospital and insurance. He leaned closer. Can't you speed it up? No. Later that afternoon, compliance officer from the hospital called. Then an insurance auditor. Then my supervisor. Everything was documented, answered calmly, provided records, explained protocols, followed every step. By evening, his case was approved. Not because I bent rules, because I knew them. When he came back, relief flooded his face, exhaled like he'd been holding his breath for months. Thank you, he said. I don't know what I would have done without you. Handed him the medication. You would have waited, I said. He looked at me then. Really looked. I was wrong, he said quietly. About everything. I didn't respond. Outside, in the parking lot, he tried again. Didn't mean to make you feel small, he said. I just got caught up. I thought I was growing. Growing doesn't require shrinking someone else, I said. He winced. I miss you, he said. I believed him. But I also recognized the pattern, need first. Understanding later. Maybe? Do you want to come home? He asked. Watched a patient walk to her car, holding her prescription carefully, like it was something precious. I already have a home, I said. Didn't argue. That night I lay in bed alone, staring at the ceiling. I thought about how I had spent months wondering if I mattered, about how quietly I had carried other people's lives in my hands while doubting my own worth. He texted me later. I didn't answer. Not out of anger, out of clarity. I still count pills. I still argue with insurance companies. I still protect strangers who trust me. And now, finally, I protect myself. Whether he learns to see me fully someday, I don't know, but I no longer need him to.